How do you feel about the term baby mama or even baby daddy? In a recent poll that I did, this is what you guys said. 2% said it's very empowering, 40% felt like it was problematic, and then 43% said it depends on the context. We got a lot of different opinions on this topic, so that's how I know it's gonna be a good video. Stay tuned. It's interesting how this phrase baby mama has existed for a long time, a long periodically time. But now we're starting to see a huge rise in it. It has recently exploded in pop culture, in random viral debates. There's songs about being a baby mama, there's movies about being a baby mama, like it's everywhere. This term baby mama has become extremely popular within these last couple of years. But even more recently, this topic has been on fire, like a lot of people have been talking about it, and it is because of Skai Jackson. So the former Disney actress Skai Jackson shocked fans when she announced her pregnancy. She shocked me too because I did not expect that. Let's just say that the man she's having this child with has raised a lot of people's eyebrows, including mine, like to the point where I couldn't even find my eyebrows because I'm like, what is going on?
What's going on?
Don't worry about that right now because we are gonna dive into the details later in today's video. But Skai, she's not an isolated incident. What she is going through is something that a lot of women go through, famous or not famous. We've had the Little Mermaid, Halle Bailey, she got pregnant recently. She also gave birth. Keke Palmer too, she gave birth recently as well. And let's not forget that Kylie Jenner got pregnant when she was 19. So these high profile announcements have drawn attention not just to the individuals, but to the larger cultural conversation about parenthood and relationships. And at the same time, many men are celebrating their roles as fathers, even flaunting about their growing number of children, or even flaunting their baby mama in their songs or just in social media in general. It's a trend that's helping to keep terms like baby mama or even baby daddy in the mainstream and not in the most flattering light. The growing normalization of this raises a lot of important questions, like why is this dynamic so widespread? Is it a reflection of shifting societal values, or are there deeper issues at play? And what does this mean for how we view success, relationships, and the responsibilities of parenthood? But the real question is this: has baby mama culture ruined our generation? Let's get into this video. Yeah, this might be a little TMI, but we're all friends, you know what I mean? Like, you're in the club, we all fam, so it's okay. But don't you hate when you haven't taken a number 2 all day? It's quite uncomfortable, and it's not even good for your bowel system too, because you need to flush out those toxins at least once a day. So it's a very annoying feeling, because I've been there and I'm sure you have been there too. So if you are having this problem, let me introduce you to my new friend, Colon Broom. Colon Broom is like a broom for your tummy, basically just sweeping away all the bad stuff and keeping everything running smoothly. Made with psyllium husk, it's packed with fiber to help you dodge those snack cravings because it just makes you feel more full. And I definitely need this because today I just got my period and I've been snacking like crazy. It's annoying, but that's why Colon Broom has been a great help to me. So I've been using Colon Broom for a while now, and what I like to do is fill it up with about 400 milliliters of water. I usually eyeball it, but I try to actually get a measuring cup sometimes. Anyway, so then I add 1 scoop of the Colon Broom to my water, mix it up, and then drink it. And I like to do this before I work out because it is recommended to drink the supplement 30 minutes to an hour before your meal. And lucky for you, Colon Broom's Black Friday sale is coming up, and it's the biggest sale of the year at 70%. And you can also get an additional 10% when you use the code NK10. I'll put it on the screen right here so you can save your money, period. You can check the link in the description box to try out Colon Broom for yourself, and don't forget to use the code. Thank you so much to Colon Broom for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get into this video. Yeah. Part 1. What is baby mama culture? The idea of the baby mama has definitely evolved over the years. Initially, it had this reputation of being, a bit taboo. A woman having a kid outside of marriage was seen as a sign of an unstable relationship or just irresponsibility. But just remember that it takes 2 to create a kid, not just 1 person. So let's not put the blame on 1 person, because I do notice a lot of people tend to be more judgmental towards the woman than the man. But as I said, it takes 2 people to procreate. Especially back in the day, we were definitely more judgmental towards the woman. But anyways, let's fast forward to today and we can see that a lot of things have changed. The term baby mama is perceived very differently than it used to be. Now, this term baby mama is becoming more normalized and even celebrated in some circles, especially celebrity circles. We have celebs like Halle, Keke Palmer, and Skai Jackson, and they're publicly embracing their roles as single mothers without needing to get married. And it's not just these three ladies, of course. A lot of women in Hollywood and just in general are baby mamas and have been embracing this role. I just brought them up because they have been a hot topic. Ever since Skai Jackson announced her pregnancy, a lot of people have been talking about Keke Palmer, Halle Bailey, and Skai Jackson, of course. And for all valid reasons too, in my opinion. Because there is a lot that all of us can learn from their situations. But I also wanted to mention too that there are a lot of baby mamas too who aren't black. I know we are focusing on the black ones, but as I said before, well, I think I mentioned it, but Kylie Jenner, she's also a baby mama. She was a baby mama when she was 19. So I just don't want us to only think that it's black women who are baby mamas, because anyone can be a baby mama, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to throw that in there, but I'm going to talk about that more in the next section of today's video. But anyways, we're seeing a lot of celebrities start to pop out more children, and guess what? It is definitely influencing a whole generation. So at its core, the term baby mama refers to a woman who has a baby outside of marriage. And she's typically raising that child without her partner, or maybe co-parenting. And the same can be said for the term baby daddy. It's essentially the same thing, but it's a man. Okay, so where in the hell did this term baby mama come from? So apparently it originates from Jamaican Creole, which is a language, by the way. And it was used to describe the mother of a man's child, particularly in cases where the two were not married. In Jamaican culture, the term was often associated with illegitimate or non-marital children, and it didn't necessarily carry the same stigma as it might have in other cultures, so just keep that in mind too. But over time, as the term gained popularity in the US and beyond, it became more widely used in mainstream media and pop culture, often to refer to a woman who has children but is not in a committed marital relationship with the father. But I do want to mention that I did see one source that said that the baby mama term did not originate in Jamaica. However, most sources that I came across, they did say that this term did originate in Jamaica. So it's a little bit confusing. The other source that I found said that baby mama actually is rooted in African American Vernacular English, or AAV, or Ebonics. Is that how you say Ebonics? Ebonics, I think.
Ebonics.
So African American Vernacular English is a distinct dialect that blends various regional English influences, including ones from rural England. So that's just a little lesson for you if you didn't know. The more you know. But you may have heard about AAV because it has been a hot topic for a while now. A lot of people have called out non-black creators or just non-black people for using African American Vernacular English to get a come up. Like it's quite a hot topic though, so I'm not going to get into it in today's video, but you may have heard about it. If you want to look into it, I suggest it's an interesting topic for sure. But you are keeping up with what I'm saying, are you? Okay, period. Let's keep going. Okay, so how did this baby mama words become popular? And that credit goes to Outkast, the hip hop duo who made the song Miss Jackson, and they released it in 2000, I believe. And it's a great song, so if you haven't heard about it, what are you doing? You've been sleeping on a rock? Go listen to it right now, cause it's a banger. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo, I am for real. So they definitely made the term baby mama sound cool. And by the time we hit the 2000s, the term was everywhere. And it was even showing up in movies like Baby Mama that was released in 2008, and there's also a show called Baby Daddy too. I feel like Zac Efron was in that show. I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me. And there was this one time that Fox News, you know, that mainstream huge media corporation, whatever you want to call them, there was one time where they called Michelle Obama Barack Obama's baby mama, even though they have been married since 1992. So she's not a baby mama at all. She was married and then she had children, so they clearly don't know how to use the term. Low-key is giving racist, but you know, okay, it is. But as you can see, this term is no longer just tied to black culture. It's a pop culture staple at this point. This term now is used in memes. I've seen a lot of memes that mention baby mamas, baby daddies, or whatever. Also, I've seen some baby mama merch, baby daddy merch. I saw a shirt saying that I love my baby daddy or I hate my, I don't even know, but it's out there, trust me. It's a very popular term now. And what's her face? Even the St. Louis rapper, what's her, Sexyy Red. How did I almost forget her name? Sexyy Red, she has a whole song called Bow, 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 Bow. And it's F my baby dad. Like the whole time she's saying, F my baby dad, F my baby dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, And that song has like what, over 57 million streams on Spotify. So it's safe to say that it's quite popular. And it's just ironic because as you can see, this term has evolved into something completely different than what it started as. A lot of people just throw around the term very loosely. They're like, yeah, that's my baby daddy, that's my baby mama, that's my whatever. It's just thrown around a lot because it is more common nowadays. Like, let's be honest, a lot of people are having kids without getting married. So I do understand that because it's just the way society is shifting. The interest in marriage is going down. So I was curious why this was happening. So I searched it up, and a lot of people were saying that A, the economy is shit, so they don't got money to pay for a wedding. They don't got money to just spend on a partner or wherever, or to even buy like the ring and stuff. So they're like, yeah, I ain't trying to get married. Another reason I saw is because people are scared to commit, or they're just very bad at committing to one person. Like, some of y'all just can't be in a relationship or can't get married, and that's fine. Like, just know yourself. Don't try to go for someone who wants marriage or who wants commitment when you know yourself you can't do it. There was just a lot of various reasons as to why people don't want to get married, and those are probably the two biggest ones that I saw. I actually used to be like that in high school because I was very woke and just very socially conscious. So it was good because, you know, I would just knew what was happening, but also bad because, you know the saying, ignorance is bliss. That saying is very, very true for sure. So even though I understand that the world is messed up, there's a lot of messed up things happening to people, groups of people. Like, I don't gotta tell you, if you go on social media, you can see it, of course, but I just didn't want to spend every second of my time just thinking about it or just trying to do something about it, because that was me in high school. I was just very like woke, and it is good, but I just feel like there has to be a balance because low-key, like, it makes you more upset. It makes it harder for you to see the good in life when you're always thinking about the bad things. So that's why I definitely toned it down a lot. I toned it a couple notches down. Like, I still try to be aware and help where I can, but I was like, baby, I cannot do everything myself, and I cannot subject myself to the cruel things of the world 24/7. But anyway, I'm kind of going off track right now. I'm just trying to say that in high school, I was just very woke and I was against all the traditional stuff, so I didn't want to get married. But now I do. Like, I'll say I do want to get married, but no rush, because, you know, I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to have a good life. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I find very interesting is the fact that quite a bit of people are scared to commit to one person and they think marriage is a really big deal. However, they're okay with having a kid with them. That doesn't really make sense to me, because how is having a kid less of a commitment than getting married to someone? You know what I'm saying? Because with marriage, y'all can get divorced. But when you have a kid, you're stuck to your partner for life. Well, at least until that kid is 18, I guess. But still, you're stuck with them for life. How can you say that getting married is a bigger commitment? You get what I'm saying? Every situation is different, of course. That's something that I won't understand. I just can't understand. And if you're really scared, just sign a prenup. Get your partner to sign a prenup before you guys get married, so you can keep all your assets and you won't have to worry about anyone marrying you for money or whatever. In fact, let's see what you guys have to say. So over on Instagram, I love to ask you guys questions to keep you involved in the conversations, and also just to, you know, get new perspectives on these topics. So if you ever want to be part of a video, make sure to check me out on Instagram, NK's Wrld with 2 D's. So let's read what you guys have to say. So on Instagram, I said, which commitment feels bigger to you, having a child or getting married? So 75% of you said that having a child is a lifelong commitment. This was the overall answer. I honestly was expecting a split. I was expecting a lot of people to answer differently, but nah, it was 75% of y'all were like, having a kid is a lifelong commitment. Then we had 5% that said marriage feels more binding to me. Marriage is definitely a binding thing. It's a big deal for sure. It is a commitment, don't get me wrong. However, I just feel like having a kid is more of a commitment. And maybe you're not committing to that person when you have a kid, but you're committing to the child. And by committing to the child, you're indirectly committing to your partner or your ex-partner. Does that even make sense? With marriage, you're committing to your partner. Like, it's like on a deeper level. I feel like with marriage, you're directly committing to your partner. But let's say you're having a kid, I just feel like you're committing to your child, not each other. Does that make sense? And then 2% of y'all said neither feels like a big deal to me. I don't know if y'all are just trolling or whatever, but if you are being dead ass, please do not have kids, and do not get married. So anyways, thank you guys for participating in this poll. We're gonna have more questions coming up, so don't you go nowhere. And let's keep on going with this video, period. So as I've said earlier in today's video, the real reason why we're talking about baby mamas in general is because Skai Jackson has announced her pregnancy with her baby daddy, who we will talk about later in today's video. She got severely roasted by the public. Her baby daddy got severely roasted by the public, and her whole announcement in general just sent the internet into a frenzy. So let's keep going with this video so we can talk about it. Part 2. Everyone is getting pregnant. A lot of celebrities, including, of course, Skai Jackson, have been called out for being baby mamas because the general public is just not happy about it. The top 3 ladies who have been catching the most heat is Skai, Halle, and Keke Palmer. But that's why I wanted to mention Kylie Jenner too, because even though she is rich as hell and a lot of y'all adore her, she is also considered a baby mama as well. She's no different than these ladies. But in this section, I'll explain the Skai Jackson situation, give my 2 cents on it, and just talk about the other ladies too briefly. So yeah, let's just get into it because it's a hot mess. I just want to start this section by saying that mistakes happen. That's normal. That's fine. Sometimes you can't really do much about it. And I know some people accidentally get pregnant. It's not really part of the plan. So I do understand that happens. And I'm never going to force a woman to get an abortion or do something that she doesn't want to do, of course, because it's her choice. However, what I will do is give my 2 cents and also use it as a cautionary tale for other women and other young girls to avoid making these same mistakes. And that's exactly what this section is. So, let's get into it. So we're going to start with Skai Jackson because she is really the one who inspired this whole video in the first place. And her situation just hurts me the most because it's just like, how? I think I made like a TikTok video of it and I was just like, why, Skai? Why and how? That was my 2 questions. Why are you doing this with this man? And how did you even meet him in the first place? Her situation pains me the most because it's just why. When I start explaining who her baby daddy is, you're gonna be asking the same question. Why? I'm not even close to Skai's wealth, her status, and I don't have the same privileges that she does. But me as myself, me as NK, I would never, ever in my life think of getting with someone like her baby daddy. You'll never see me do that. I wouldn't even give him a second glance. Maybe I'll look at him like, oh, okay, I see you, but I wouldn't even give him a second glance. I wouldn't even want to entertain someone like that. And I'm not just talking about the way he looks. I'm talking about his character, how he acts, his apparent morals. That is really unattractive. So I wouldn't even date that, let alone let him impregnate me, because why would I want to bring that type of energy, that type of chaos into my lineage? Why would I want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm overreacting, but no, my answer is absolutely no. Not on my watch. But anyways, let me break down Skai Jackson's story because there's a lot of things that we can learn from. So let's just keep on going. I'm just gonna explain briefly who Skai Jackson is. If you do not know her, you may have heard about her. If you're like around my age-ish, you probably know of her. I'm not gonna tell you my age though, because my age is a mystery. But yeah, let me just break down who she is in case you don't know her. So Skai Jackson is a young icon, and she was honestly on her way to becoming an adult star, which I guess is still possible, but I don't know. I haven't really been seeing her act that much. And now with this pregnancy, I don't know what it's gonna do to her career. So you probably know her from her role as Zuri Ross on Disney Channel's Jessie and Bunked. Those were 2 really good shows. I never watched Bunked though, but I did watch Jessie, and that was a banger. So she was that sassy, witty little sister that actually made the show really fun to watch. Her comedic timing and personality really made Zuri stand out, and for a lot of us, that's where we first saw her shine. Some of y'all may have seen her in that Band-Aid commercial. That was before Jessie, I believe. But I actually found out about her through Jessie because I'm a huge Disney girl. Well, I mean, I'm older now, so not really. But when I was younger, I watched Disney a lot and I love Jessie. And I also loved her character too. She was definitely a standout. But she's not just an actress too. Skai has been making waves outside of acting as well. She even wrote a book called Reach for the Sky, How to Inspire, Empower, and Clap Back. And she wrote that in 2019. And I believe you can still get it off of Amazon too. So it's part memoir, part motivational guide. And it's basically her way of saying, you can do it, and here's how I've done it. Don't know too much about the book, but it's still there. People are buying it, I'm assuming, so good for her. At first, I felt like Skai was trying to present herself as, what's the word? Classy, bougie, a hard-working girl, just who minds her own business. I feel like that's the image that she was trying to portray for so long, especially after Jessie ended and she grew up and moved on from Disney Channel. I felt like that was the persona she was trying to present. And because of that, I thought she was going to follow in the footsteps of Zendaya. Like, you know how Zendaya has a very good public image? She just works on her film. She does a good job. She's very respected. People like her a lot because she's just very nice. And whenever she's on the red carpet, she pops out with the look. She looks super good. So she's pretty. She's likable. She focuses on her craft. She's never in any drama and any messy stuff. So that's the route I thought that Sky was going to take, because that's the way she was presenting herself as. Or even like Marsai Martin. I don't know if you know her, but she's also an American actress too, who is around Skai Jackson's age. And she is very respected as well. And she has a very, very good public image. When you see her, she looks very put together. She looks nice, very classy. She's always working, getting her stuff done. I think she has a business or whatever. So yeah, like that's the image I feel like Sky was trying to project to us. But as I go through who she is, you're gonna see how her true personality was able to slip through the cracks. But let me explain what I mean. So Sky has been in the center of some pretty interesting beefs these last couple of years, to the point where I swear she was referred to as the queen of clapbacks. So let's just go over them very briefly. So the first beef we have is Skai Jackson's alleged relationship with Jules Smith. This is Solange's son, who is Beyonce's sister. So his aunt is Beyonce, just to let you know. So their alleged relationship became a hot topic when Jules publicly announced that they weren't on good terms, him and Sky. So there are screenshots of alleged text messages that circulated on social media where he accused Sky of cheating. And while she didn't comment directly, she did turn off her Instagram comments and posted some cryptic messages, leaving fans buzzing with speculation. I think he posted this one video of her and him, but it wasn't even bad though. I know it was on Twitter and people were trying to make it seem worse than it really was. Oh my God, what was it? Let me find that out right now. So I didn't find the video, but it just sounded like Jules leaked that private video of him and Sky because he accused Sky of cheating on him. So it's not really beef, it's just very unfortunate and very immature situation. If you make a video with someone in private, don't leak it. Do you know what I'm saying? Jules definitely was in the wrong for that. But that was just one of the situations where people were talking about Sky. People did shame her for that though, which I don't agree with, because if you make a video in private, it should stay in private. And if someone is leaking it to humiliate you, you should not be shamed. That person should be shamed, because why are you leaking it? That was just one of the situations where people started talking about Sky more, and they were kind of knowing her more for the drama that she's in versus her acting gigs or whatever. So her second beef or feud or whatever you want to call it is with a TikTok star. I believe it's Mattia. Ooh, he's Italian. I tried to get the pronunciation. I'm gonna put it on the screen though, but I think it's Mattia. So y'all know that game called Smash or Pass, where people show you a photo of someone and you choose to smash them, as in do the doing with them, or you pass, like, you're not interested or whatever. Mattia was making a video, I think it was on TikTok. Yeah, I believe it was on TikTok, of Smash and Pass. And this was back in 2020, just to let you know. Anyway, so he was doing the Smash and Pass video, and then Skai Jackson, she was brought up, and he referred to her as Zuri. And remember, Zuri was her role on Jessie. So after this video went live, Skai Jackson took offense to it and she replied. So Sky clapped back saying that she didn't even know him, but she found it sad that he had something negative to say about her. And then he clapped back and he said that he didn't think it was a big deal that he referred to her as Zuri instead of Sky. Sky clapped back and basically just said that there are bigger things to worry about in the world. And she mentioned George Floyd and said Black Lives Matter at the end of her response to him. I'm not sure why she mentioned George Floyd's name in this interaction. I don't think he needed to be mentioned in it. I know it was 2020 and that was the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. Maybe it's that, but I don't really know why she brought him up. But at the same time too, I feel like this was an interaction that she could have just ignored. We all have the right to defend ourselves if someone is saying something rude about you or whatever. If I was in her position, I just wouldn't. I would just ignore it. You can make a dumbass video about me, I don't care. I'm gonna just keep on pushing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like this wouldn't have been a big deal if she just ignored it. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like all these incidents are making people not look at her as an actress, but look at her as a clapback queen or like a social media girl, if that makes sense. And so the third beef that I want to talk about is probably the biggest one out of all of them. And I feel like this is where a lot of people started to side eye Sky, because they're like, you low-key kind of fake. But let me explain. So this beef was with Bhad Baby, you know, the girl Catch Me Outside, how about that? And this happened back in 2020 as well. Yes, 2020. So Danielle Girl. Why did I say broccoli? Her name is Danielle Bregoli. Yeah. That's Bhad Baby, by the way. Bhad Baby, Danielle bregoli, catch me outside, same person. So she appeared to threaten Sky over flirting with her ex. Danielle took to Instagram stories to call Sky a Disney, and she also made a lot of physical threats to Sky. She accused Sky of wanting to be like her and even threatened Sky not to come to the same salon that she comes to because if she sees her, it would be on site. Yeah, it was a lot of threats. Like, I remember this too. And rather engaging directly with the beef and replying to Danielle, Sky reportedly filed a restraining order, citing fears for her safety. So the court documents highlighted Danielle's threats, which Sky claimed caused her sleeplessness and anxiety about leaving her home alone. Sky publicly avoided addressing Danielle's comments directly. Instead, she just focused on everything that was going positive in her life and her career. She made a tweet about how her book was doing well, how she was finalizing some business deals, working on some Netflix project, etc. So this response made people feel like Danielle was crazy and that Sky was taking the high road and just focusing on her craft, focusing on her business. And see, this is why I'm saying that Sky kind of gave me that persona of, you know, I'm booked and busy doing what I do, I'm bougie, I'm get to the bag, whatever. Like, she gave me that impression that she doesn't have time to like do like foolishness and to engage with Danielle. Like, that's why I got that persona from her. But in reality, it's not really her. So the judge did grant the restraining order, which required Danielle to cease all threats and communication with Sky. But later in June 2020, I believe Sky ended up dropping the restraining order because Danielle reportedly went into rehab to get help. In the beginning, a lot of people were on Sky's side because, as I said, Danielle looked crazy. She was the one making threats and just doing the most, and people were like, girl, calm down. But people noticed that Sky wasn't really what she tried to project to the world. When I think about this in hindsight, it does make sense why her baby daddy is who he is, because this beef was it was pretty telling. To a lot of people, it seemed like Sky was playing innocent to the public, but in reality, she was actually doing the things that Bhad Baby accused her of. Because Bhad Baby said, so y'all telling me it's okay for someone to play the innocent role in front of the main crowd, but in real life, they're making Finsta accounts to talk bad about people they try to be like so bad. So that's really interesting. And this is not the first time that Sky has been accused of using a Finsta account, which is basically a fake Instagram account. A lot of people have it. I don't have one, but let's say they're a public figure or whatever, and they have their main Instagram, but they want a private Instagram, so they have the private one. But she has been accused of this many times. Even she had a situation with Jodie Woods too. I talked about Jodie Woods as well. She is Jordan Woods' younger sister, and I don't remember the details of the beef, and I don't really care to remember the details, but I do feel like Guy was being accused of being jealous of Jodie or being rude to Jodie with her fake Instagram account. So it's not her first time being accused of something like this. So that's why it's kind of hard to believe it's not true. So this definitely started to shift my perception of Sky, because even though what Bhad Baby was doing was crazy, she was doing too much, accusing her, threatening her, Bhad Baby should not have done that. But I just think it's very interesting that Sky was acting like she didn't do it, when in reality, it seems like she most likely did. But what I've concluded is that Sky likes to play the innocent role and tries to act innocent, but in reality, behind the scenes, it's giving a different story, allegedly. So anyways, now that you have a pretty decent understanding of who Skai Jackson is, if you don't know her, let's talk about her baby daddy, because it is very disappointing. So Skai Jackson recently announced her pregnancy about a week ago, but by the time this video is live, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So she announced her pregnancy and she expressed a lot of excitement about her new journey into motherhood. And while she has confirmed that the father of her child is her boyfriend, she has chosen to keep his identity somewhat private, but not really. Because even before she got pregnant by him, we knew who he was. I remember one day I was on Snapchat, and I only use Snapchat for the memories. I don't like the app itself. But anyway, so I was on Snapchat looking at my memories. You know how they have the stories on the top, then they have the people who you follow right below it, and then underneath that, they have a discover page where you can discover new people, shows, or wherever, Snapchat originals. So Skai Jackson would frequently pop up on my discover page for some reason. Not sure why, but she was there. And all of the Snapchats in the discover area, they have a cover story, kind of like a thumbnail, like a YouTube thumbnail, to get your attention so you can click on the video and boom, you know, watch it or whatever. Her thumbnail was always her and her boyfriend for a hot periodically time. Periodically time.
And wait a long periodically time.
Yeah, it was always her and her boyfriend. And I was like, who is this man? Like, he was just very, very tall. She was very short. The height difference was just a lot. Like, it was just, I don't know, like, obviously a height difference is not a bad thing, but it was just a lot. She looked like a kid next to him. So I was like, Interesting. But before she actually announced her pregnancy, we all knew that she was pregnant. Well, we didn't all know, but it was already out in the open that she was pregnant because she had went to Universal Studios earlier this year with her boyfriend, her baby daddy. Did I tell you his name? His name is DeAndre Birkin. I don't know if or Virgin, but his nickname or street name or wherever is Yerky. So I might call him DeAndre or Yerky. We'll see. Anyway, so at Universal Studios, they allegedly got into a physical altercation, which led to Skai Jackson's arrest. I saw reports that they said that she was pushing him a lot. I don't know what she was doing to him, but as we can see, they have a very big height difference. But to me, that doesn't even matter. If she was like 4'5", I don't know how tall she is, but even if he was huge and she was tiny, no one should put their hands on each other. So just because she's a girl, just because she's a woman, just because she's very tiny, she should not have been doing that. Like, I don't know what force she used, but clearly it was enough to get her arrested, because that's very toxic behavior. No one should tolerate that, and we should stop normalizing it, because I feel like this is something that is also getting normalized. As I said before, it's just really disappointing to see her go down this route, because I really didn't think she was going to do that, and it's just disappointing to see any young woman entertain things like this, because I always want better for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want us to do better, and I just want us to reach our potential and not let things like relationships and stupid men derail us from our path. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be really careful who you choose to be your partner, because your partner can ruin your life. I'm not saying that Skai Jackson's life is ruined, but I'm just making a general statement. After Skai was arrested, she was released the same day with her bond set at $20,000. Just so... Why, Skai? Why? But the reason why people knew Skai was pregnant before she even announced it is because it was reported that when Skai was getting arrested, she told the officers that they're a happy couple and they're expecting their first child together. And the reactions to this information was mixed. Some people thought that she was just lying and she was saying that she was pregnant to get the officers to not arrest her, because ain't nobody trying to go to jail. Jail's not cute, you know what I'm saying? Especially someone like Skai. I'm sure that was her first time in jail, so I don't think she wanted to go. But, you know, fast forward to today, and it is true. She wasn't lying. Either way, she still got arrested though, but the charges were dropped. So she is very lucky for that. But still, this is why you just don't, like, you should not be with people like this. When you have access to other type of men, not like this yerky guy, why are you going for yerky? Like, how did y'all even meet? Having a physical altercation with your partner months before having a kid is not ideal at all, and that makes me worry for how that child is going to be raised. And yeah, of course, we don't know these celebrities personally, but they be broadcasting their lives and showcasing their lives to us, and for a lot of them too, they're making money off of showcasing their life. My thing is that if you're going to make your whole life about, let's say, vlogging or just being a social media person or whatever, or just posting a lot of stuff, don't get mad when people critique you or add their own 2 cents on your life because you're broadcasting it for the world. If you're going to announce your pregnancies, if you're going to show us your boyfriend, if you're going to keep putting us in the group chat, don't get mad when we start having opinions and we start seeing the red flags or we start having critiques, because we're not asking to be part of your world. You're putting us in your world. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm getting a bit off track, and it's just because this whole topic just gets me really heated and I have like a lot of emotions and just opinions on it. But yeah, I'm getting off track. Let me talk about who Skai Jackson's baby daddy is. So when I first searched up who the hell this man was, this was one of the titles of the first articles I read about him. So it says, who is Skai Jackson's boyfriend? DeAndre Virgin. The content creator known as Yerky met the ex-Disney star while jailed and was arrested again the day after she announced her pregnancy. I'm not even gonna comment on that. Even the title alone of that article just pissed me off, because what do you mean you met him while he was in jail? Are you visiting the jail? Are you going through all the inmates to find a new boo? Like, what is it? Like, how'd you find him in jail, and why would you want someone who's in jail? So their relationship reportedly began in an unconventional circumstance, allegedly during his incarceration when he was in jail. So they were actually said to be pen pals before Skai decided to go and bail him out. I'm just trying to stay calm, because what do you mean? You met him in jail, began being his pen pal, and bailed him out. Why invite this type of person to your life and to your family? Why procreate with them? Why? I just really don't understand. Because I already told y'all, I'm not a ride or die. I'm not dating no one in prison. I'm not dating no one in jail, period. If you did some dumb shit and you got arrested and now you in jail, don't look at me. NK's not gonna bail you out. She's not even gonna look at you. But anyway, so her baby daddy, Yerky, he's a digital content creator. I don't even know what type of content he creates, but we'll call him a content creator for now. So he's a content creator with a troubled past, which includes multiple arrests and reported fatherhood of at least 3 children by different women. And he was recently detained in Cincinnati for violating his parole shortly after Skai revealed her pregnancy. And her baby daddy, Yerky, I still can't believe that's his name. This is just too much for me. I can't. Like, this whole thing feels like it came out of a movie, out of a Tyler Perry movie. You know what I'm saying? What is going on? Anyways, so Yerky, he added fuel to the fire in a now deleted Facebook post where he was calling Skai some very derogatory terms, something that you should never call the mother of your child, especially your girlfriend. So in the post, he claimed that he was upset about the pregnancy. He didn't want her to be pregnant. And also he called her a just very, very rude, derogatory, just very disrespectful things. But Skai and her mother claims that Yerky was hacked, so he never said that apparently. But I don't know, if you watch this man's live streams, if you just see the content he's making, if you just see him, it's hard to believe that he was hacked. It's really not hard to believe that he made that post. And this is all very concerning because how the hell are you guys expecting a child together and he's out here tweeting all these stuff? He's out here making videos. Like, this is the first time where I'm really just speechless because why? Really all I can say is, why is this happening? Why does she entertain this guy? Why is she still trying to defend him? Like, just why? Let me just show you one of the clips of him talking, and yeah, he's just something else. Roll the clip.
Well, you need to stop doing that, girl. Like, girl, y'all talking about doing it. Like, what? I ain't doing. And I'm single. I can do whatever I want. Baby girl, you ain't know I'm good for domestic on life. We'll both go to jail, beating on each other. Smiling my mugshot.
So that was him talking. I don't even know what he was saying in half of the video. I know some girls and some young women, they find the street guys, the hood guys exciting because it's different. We also see the good girl, bad boy stereotype always pushed onto us in the media and movies and stuff. And they make it look exciting. They romanticize it. They just make it look really cute. But in reality, it's not cute. I'm telling y'all, it's really not. Is it fun for a guy to be putting his paws on you, to be controlling you, to be toxic, to put you through emotional stress? None of that's cute. So we should really stop glamorizing that ish. I did have one friend, I had to smack some sense into her because she comes from a very good family. Her dad's very wealthy. Her whole family, they're Gucci. But she was entertaining this useless man who had nothing going for him. He was trying to be a video gamer or whatever, like a streamer, but he wasn't even taking it seriously. She would actually send him money. And I was like, girl, stop this, because he was literally a piece of poo. And I really had to smack some sense into her because she only really liked him because he had that bad boy aesthetic. In the end, he ended up being an idiot, and then she saw it for herself and broke up with him, thank God. But yeah, it's just not cute. I have grown up, you know, as the stereotypical good girl, but I've never found the thugs or anything like that, or the bad boys as they call them, attractive. First of all, I'm Nigerian and I grew up in the suburbs. Those two together, they play a very big role on why I never found them attractive. Because just imagine, I bring home a man that smells like cannabis, is tatted up. Well, tattoos are not bad, but I'm just trying to paint the picture. So, you know, like, smells like cannabis, is tatted up, has girls in their teeth, and they're not even talking in proper sentences, and I bring that home. My parents would immediately disown me. And in fact, I would disown myself. In fact, if you guys ever see me with anyone that is like a yerky, call the police because I've been kidnapped. Police, help! But to top it all off, it looks like Skai and Yerky are not even together anymore because on his Instagram live or Facebook live, I don't know, one of the live stuff, he said that he was single. And that's really unfortunate that they have broken up right before Skai is supposed to give birth. Skai and Yerky's relationship is not giving healthy at all. From what we have seen, it's not giving healthy. I just hope she has a safe pregnancy and that hopefully the child can just live a very good life. And not to mention, Skai is only 22 years old. She's very young. And I feel like in your 20s, especially your early 20s, at least the early 20s, use that time to just live your life, to travel, to explore, to work on your goals, to follow your dreams, your passions, and just to work hard to establish yourself. Use your 20s to be selfish, to enjoy yourself, to have fun, and to have no real responsibilities like a kid. Because a kid is a lifetime responsibility. Once you have a kid, you have to realize that that kid comes first. So I'm not ready to do that. Period. I'll say that right now. I'm not ready to do that. I want to use my life right now to work, to travel, to experience new things. You should as well use this to just find yourself and just have a good time, not to be tied down to a baby. But it's up to you though, of course. But that's just my take on it. But as I said before, Skai is not the only one making these decisions. A lot of young women have been announcing their pregnancies, giving birth. It's really a trend. Halle, Bailey, and DDG, their pregnancy or whatever definitely shocked me a lot because Halle, she didn't give me that vibe. Even the fact that she was dating DDG, that kind of made me side-eye her because he's just like the streamer, the annoying guy who's just people find obnoxious, and then she's the respectable, quiet woman. So they just presented themselves in very different ways. So I was surprised that they were even together in the first place. But a lot of people said that Halle was just good at hiding her true self to the public. Their baby is adorable though, very cute. But as we have seen, they have recently split up, and they had Halo not too long ago. And then we also had Keke Palmer too, and Keke Palmer's situation was also shocking to me as well. First of all, I don't even know where Keke Palmer found this guy. He's not famous, but I think he's a personal trainer. Yeah, he's a personal trainer. But anyways, after they had their kid together, that's when we started hearing about all the drama between Keke Palmer and her baby daddy. And there's a video of him pushing her. There's just a lot we can learn from them. So I just hope you guys are really listening to this video and just taking mental notes of what's going on so you can avoid these things for yourself. But even if these men are finding you, you're not supposed to entertain them. And if you want to entertain them, if you really want that excitement, maximum 3 months. Just give them 3 months and don't have a kid with them. And my advice, I would say don't entertain them at all. But if you are going to, 3 months max. Because I can't tell you how many times men like yurky have tried to hit on me. And I rebuked that. I was like, back to sender. Because no. There was this one guy who slid up to my DMs in Snapchat. So it's not DM, so it's my story. I posted a video on myself. He swiped up and he just was showering me with compliments that I was beautiful. I looked good. You know, what's new? I'm joking. Chill. I'm joking. It was a joke. We just started chatting from there. He was asking me a lot of questions, which I guess made me think like, okay, he's interested. He wants to know more about me. But then he started doing a little too much. Like he started flexing, like just flexing his money, his wealth, his condo, his car. I was like, girl, I don't care enough. Like it kind of felt like he was trying to do too much, just impress me with his lifestyle. Mind you, his lifestyle was illegal. But anyways, I didn't know it was illegal at this time. Sure, money's cute, money's nice, but y'all can't buy me. A lot of guys with money are straight up just trash. They think because they have money that they're automatically high value, that they're automatically a good person. But no, like not all of them, but a lot of them. But I'm not saying that you should go for someone who's broke. Y'all should go for someone who's financially stable. I'm not saying to go for a multi-millionaire or whatever. Like, sure, that'd be nice. That'd be very, very nice. But it's not realistic. And you can go for someone who is financially stable so you guys can still be comfortable together. Like, but let me finish this Snapchat guy story. So this Snapchat guy, he wanted to take me out really soon. He wanted to go on a date. And personally, if I'm talking to someone online, I would prefer to talk to them just a bit, like at least a week, even 2 weeks, maybe of just like texting or preferably calling so I know what I'm getting myself into, because I have to get ready, I have to look cute, like do my hair, my makeup, like it's a lot of work. So I need to know that you're a potential partner if I'm gonna leave my house to go see you. You know what I mean? I just said that I want to talk more. I prefer to talk a bit more before meeting up in person. And he just said, I always get my way. So we'll see about that. Like, excuse me? I was like, oh, okay. So it's giving, we're not going to keep on talking. I talked to him a little bit after that, but then he revealed this to me. And I feel like he thought that I would think it's cute or whatever. Because as I said, I'm like a good girl, like the stereotypical good girl. I don't do too much. So when he was asking me questions, he was like, damn, like you don't really do too much. Let me take you around the world. Let me do this and show you a new life or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. But like, I don't know you that well, so chill. But anyways, so yeah, I think he thought that when he told me this, that I would be like, wow, like so cool. But anyways, he told me that he recently came out of jail for scamming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like scam or fraud charges, something like that. And I was like, oh. Y'all should have seen how fast I ran to that block button, because no, I'm telling you, I don't find that shit cute. And that's what y'all are supposed to do. If he's showing you signs like he's gonna ruin your life, mess up your life, and is very toxic, you need to block that man. Oh, and he also told me that he was part of a shootout too. I was like, no, I'm not risking my beautiful life for you. But after he mentioned the shootout, he has ops in every city, I was like, no, I'm not being associated with you. I rebuke that. But that was the closest I ever got to someone like Yerky. Yes, he looked good. Yes, he had that hood guy aesthetic, but I'm just imagining my life if I chose to stay with him, if I chose to procreate with him, have his baby, how different my life would be right now. Like, I would not be here on YouTube right now talking to you beautiful people right now. If these men are just giving you stress, giving you pimples, just giving you anxiety or whatever, cut it. You need to cut them off. Cut it. Anyways, but back to the topic of these baby mamas, because I'm getting a little bit off track with my stories. But we have to remember there are a lot of baby mamas out there. It's not just Halle or Keke or Kylie or Skai. You know, we have Bhad Baby. She's literally one of them. But a lot of people were not shocked by that because of her reputation. And also the rapper baby mamas too. Like, their come up was based off of being a baby mama. And that really glamorized it, in my opinion. That really made people think that, oh, if I just get a rich guy and get pregnant by him, that's my come up. And people do it a lot. With NBA players, they do it. I'm pretty sure, like I've heard this summer, I don't know how true it is, that they have to teach these NBA guys how to like have sex properly, how to use condoms, and how to dispose of the condom, so these girls cannot try to get pregnant by them. Because once they get pregnant by them, they can get like child support money and all that type of stuff. But the most notable baby mama out of everyone in this video, I would say, is Kylie Jenner, just because she is arguably the most famous out of all of them, I would say. And I feel like she was treated differently too, just because of how famous and wealthy she was when she got pregnant. Yeah, because her baby daddy is Travis Scott. They have 2 children together, and her first pregnancy was actually when she was 19 years old. And that pregnancy was a prime example of how privilege alters the narrative. You know, many people did praise her for embracing motherhood, while others did criticize the glamorization of young adulthood. But let's be honest, Kylie's immense wealth insulated her from the financial and logistical hardships that most young mothers face, making her experience atypical. Because let's be real, for the average young woman, pregnancy at such a young age, like the age of 18, 19, 20 or whatever, is far from ideal. Financially, emotionally, mentally, like it's not really ideal, which explains the lack of universal praise, because critics argue that this double standard highlights how wealth shields certain individuals from the challenges that others endure. But ultimately, the growing spotlight on young celebrity mothers like Skai Jackson, Halle Bailey, and even Kylie Jenner highlights a complex intersection of societal expectations, privilege, and evolving narratives about motherhood. So while financial stability and fame can cushion the challenges for early parenthood for some, these cases also spark broader discussions about whether such choices are practical or admirable for the average person. And spoiler alert, it's not practical. So let's get into the next section. Part 3, the problem with baby mama culture. Baby mama culture has become a recurring theme in modern conversations about relationships and parenthood, especially in the world of celebrities and influencers. The term often reflects societal shifts in how we view traditional family structures, but it also comes with significant challenges and critiques that need to be unpacked. Because I'm tired. Girl, I'm tired of this culture, this baby mama culture, because it's not cute. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Yeah. Let's start this section with a question. That rhymed. Okay, period. My question to you is, do you think baby mama culture is celebrated too much in the media? Okay, so 50% of you said, yes, it's glamorized and it's unhealthy. Then 8% said, no, it's just reflecting society. 20% said, depends who's being discussed. 22% said, I haven't noticed it being celebrated. And then my friend actually swiped up to say that she's surprised that people are saying that it's being glamorized. And I don't think that's surprising, only because, as I said, the rapper baby mamas like India and Jada and Ari too, their come up was by being the baby mama to these rappers. So that in a sense glamorized it, because you're like, wow, these girls, they're living the life. They got money now. They have a rich baby daddy, and he's rich, but also he has that hood aesthetic. He has that swagger. So like they've won the jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks like they're having a good life, besides the fact that their men are low-key unfaithful. But other than that, so I do see it being glamorized in that sense. The second most popular answer was, I haven't noticed it being celebrated. That makes sense, because as of now, I don't see it being celebrated. Like before, I definitely did. But now I'm seeing them being called out more. As I said, people have dragged Skai Jackson to filth on TikTok for getting pregnant by this guy, Yerky. So yeah, those two answers are probably the best answers out of this poll. Thank you guys as always for participating in these polls. It's really nice to know your perspective on these topics, and it's just really fun to keep it up with you guys. So check me out on Instagram, NK's World with 2 Ds, so you can join the conversation. So let's continue with this video. So the thing about baby mama culture is that it highlights a troubling normalization of single parenthood as a trend or aesthetic, often detached from the realities that it actually entails. While many women find empowerment in raising children on their own, the term baby mama brings a mix of connotation. On one hand, it reflects resilience and independence, but on the other hand, the glamorization of single motherhood or baby mama culture in pop culture or just in the media in general glosses over the actual struggles and the actual realities of the average single mother. Most single mothers do not have access to nannies, chefs, to someone to pick them up from school or whatever. They don't have access to that to ease their burdens of motherhood. It's not really cute when you think about it, especially if you're not ready for it. All of this definitely raises important questions like, are we celebrating independence or are we romanticizing a dynamic that is extremely challenging for people who do not have access to resources to make it work? Because that's what it sounds like. Because I know some of y'all have scammer baby daddies who may have money now, but scammer money is fast money. It's not stable money. It's not stability. Y'all might have money now or whatever, but in the long run, how is that going to work? When you do your taxes, like how do y'all do your taxes? Like, girl, I don't know. Additionally, the baby mama phenomenon is deeply tied to systemic inequality, and its portrayal in the media often reflects and reinforces harmful stereotypes, especially about Black and Latino women. Let's be real. Even those Tyler Perry movies, like he always has at least one ghetto baby mama who's crazy and doing too much in his movies. Like his movies are literally like walking stereotypes. All he does is perpetuate Black people's stereotypes, but that's besides the point. But especially when we have the emergence of people like Sexyy Wrld, people continue to associate the ghetto, hood, irresponsible, or promiscuous. Okay, I have to sing the song to get the word, you know what I'm saying? But promiscuous, like they associate that with Black women, and it's not fair and it's annoying and it's frustrating, and I'm just sick of it. But for Black women, the term baby mama is often weaponized to perpetuate the stereotype of the welfare queen, a damaging trope that suggests laziness, irresponsibility, and dependence on government assistance. And this stereotype dates back to the policies and rhetorics of the 1980s, I believe, which painted single mothers, especially Black women, as societal burdens. But in reality, if you think about it, these narratives ignore the structural barriers that disproportionately affect Black communities, such as wage disparities, lack of access to affordable childcare, and systemic racism within housing and employment sectors, and really so much more. And a lot of people who are calling out Skai Jackson, Halle Bailey, or even Keke Palmer, I feel like most of them are doing it because they want to prevent other young women from following in their footsteps. It's valid, I can't lie, like I don't think they're coming from a place to attack them for their decisions, but to use them as a cautionary tale to other women to avoid these things. And that's really the whole point of this video. I'm mostly using it as a way to, first of all, vent, because I'm like, what the hell? Like, I need to vent. But also to use their stories as cautionary tales. Don't follow in their footsteps, please. I'm begging you. Bringing a child into this world is one of the most significant decisions anyone can make. And it's worth ensuring that the person that you're doing it with is willing to show up for the long run, not just for a short-term little fun 2-second dating session, you know what I'm saying? So to answer the question, has baby mama culture ruined our generation? I feel like we're finally fighting back against it now, and a lot of us are critiquing young women who are doing this. We're not glamorizing it anymore. We're like, no. I feel like it was getting to that point where it was low-key, high-key ruining the generation, but I do feel like if we keep critiquing it, if we keep encouraging young girls not to fall for this trap and this scam, because it's not cute, I feel like if we keep critiquing it, then we can reverse some of the damage it has done. So yeah, just be careful out there, just be safe. Don't let these weird men scam you because they don't deserve you, girl, period. But yeah, girl, this was a long video. I've talked a lot. My voice is tired, but it had to be done. But anyways, thank you so much for making it till the end of this video. I really appreciate you. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Let me know your thoughts. I'm very curious to know. Hola everyone, it's just NK popping in here real quick to remind you to take advantage of Colin Broom's Black Friday sale. Don't deprive yourself of taking a number 2 more freely. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'll see you all next week or in 2 weeks. Bye.